Manish, great to have your inputs on what really is going to happen. Do you know something about what's going to happen that we don't yet, and you can shed some light on what to expect in the coming days?
Yeah, well, I think just so I started a disclaimer, I am not associated with Twitter right now. I'm speaking in my personal capacity.
Yes.
I run my own company where we do education. And I can only give you my interpretation because what you are learning from public media is what I'm also learning. My interpretation is based on my experience as well. So my view here is that clearly, I mean, this is a bit of an ideological and an influence buy for Elon. And Elon himself is a very avid user. And also, he is quite close to Jack. That's my read. And there was a change of guard late last year when Jack was pushed out of the company with the change in the activist investors. And so that sort of provides a way for their friendship to come together, and also for Elon to sort of take control. And there's also this whole dichotomy that has been existing in this company, saying that, oh, are we mission driven or are we a business? Because if you're a listed company, you are driven by the rules of the Wall Street, and you are supposed to have a P&L and profitability goals and revenue goals. On the other hand, the way internally the company is being positioned is that it's a company for free speech. It's a company that is mission driven, and I think profits come after the purpose of solving free speech. So when this company goes private, it gives the power and the leverage to someone who owns it to run the way it needs to be run to serve that mission and purpose, and not be guided by the rules of the Wall Street. Because as a private company, you can run the way you want to run it within, of course, some guardrails. And my personal view is that Elon is dedicated to the idea of free speech. In fact, he's a very avid user. So we'll see more of that versus driving for the Wall Street metrics. And for me, I don't think he's buying it for a financial or economic gain, but he's buying it for power and influence. And also I also suspect that there could be some kind of a return for Jack in some capacity, because if you look at it publicly, Jack has been supporting Elon's bid to acquire Twitter. So clearly there is a lot of mutual respect and appreciation for each other between Jack and Elon.
Right, lots to unpack from what you've just said, Manish. This is what Elon Musk is doing for power and influence. Number two, this is not for profitability. Could be tied up with the mission that Jack Dorsey already has for Web 3.0. And this could be Elon's vision of Twitter, and this is where this is going moving forward. But having been in that company so far and seeing how it's unfolding, also getting a glimpse of Elon Musk like all of us do at the moment, that's the only thing possible. What do you think are the big concerns as Elon Musk comes in? And what do you think is the big aha moment that could be really revolutionizing the way we look at Twitter?
Yeah. So Elon has been taking active interest on Twitter, like both on and off Twitter as well. Like if you look at his own public presence, he's quite active on Twitter. Also with the employees, I mean, Jack has been inviting Elon to address employees, even when Jack was there. So in fact, 2 years ago, when we had this one team event in Texas where all the employees were there, Elon was only the one of the most important external speakers to come and address all the employees, right? So clearly, I mean, what I see change here is, I think Elon is a person with a very strong opinion, and also the pace at which he executes, I think the world has seen that. So clearly, I see that a lot more execution will happen. We will also see a lot more outcomes. Now, outcomes are not about business outcomes, about profitability, but outcomes in terms of user growth and also growing the profile of Twitter. He himself has publicly said that Twitter, in his view, is capable of far more things, and it has not achieved its true potential. So my view here would be, by true potential, he means how do we drive growth in terms of user base, in terms of influence, how to shape narrative even strongly, and how to be that public town square where discussions happen and where opinions are shaped. So I think he will play a lot bigger role there. Plus, without a distraction of the Wall Street, it would be much easier to do that, because in the current setup, it was not possible. So we'll see how that one unfolds. It would be seen as a welcome change by some employees, but also for the existing employees and maybe for the board, I think it might not be a change they may want to see so quickly happen. I think this would be a big change for the company and also for many employees. That's my view.